Hello, good morning, happy Wednesday, happy fun stream day. How you all doing today? I'm experimenting with a different positional layout of the microphone, so we'll see how that is. Oh, and I can turn off the starting soon. I need to set up the stream deck to control that, which will that'll make it a lot easier, a lot better. I also changed the cabling of the Focusrite a little bit more, so it's a little bit more in reach, and hopefully it should be good. But so far, it lasted the entire last stream, so I also... Oh, wait, is this a little bit loud? I feel like I peaked a little bit. I'm going to turn that down just a tiny bit. Okay. So, let's see. It's obviously been a week since we last played with Shenzhen. So I have no idea where we left off. Oh, right. We have a lot of puzzles that we have successfully completed. We have 3 puzzles that we just skipped because we couldn't figure them out. I'm a little bit interesting. So let's see what we got here. So in Security Nightmare, I had an idea, which I forgot what it was. Let's refamiliarize with ourselves with this puzzle. Also, I mentioned this on Discord, but I only have like 3 hours to play today. I have a meetup across town that I need to go to, and it's unfortunately going to be a drive to get there. So I'm going to be ending around 11 o'clock my time, which is in 3 hours. So I guess a heads up for that. Okay, so we have our card reader coming in. Our card reader gives us all this in one go. Oh, right, we have the entire learn thing. Okay, so what are we getting here? We're handling everything except the super admin lock or the admin lock or whatever that is. Stacking, hello. How are you doing today? How's your week going too? Now, if everything else is working just fine, I wonder if I can just read from the card reader and then I just accept this. So what if I can I move everything over to the right? Have a card that reads from the card reader. I'm actually a little bit concerned about ruining the cabling, so I'm going to duplicate this for... Let's see, so this is like that. I don't need anything else going past it, so I might be able to get away with putting you right here. Something like that. And then I just need to duplicate these for you all. So this was for you. Right? Because I don't care about restarting you. No, I do care. So we have you. Oh, and that's what this is. This is now going... X3 like that. You are going X2 like that. Learn is going straight into here. Oh, that's the card reader. So the card reader is going into here as well as going into here. And essentially that's what we have now, which means I can do that. This is an X that you're sleeping on, and you're an X there, so I can use an X chip like this. And maybe do something like that. Maybe that'll work. So if I sleep X on X1, and I just want to check to see if they're all 9s, right? Oh, but I think only one of us can read it at a time. Because you're not doing anything with it, I feel like I might need to do something like this. Which, let's grab the bigger one. Okay, so we sleep until we see you. And then I want to, if you're 9s, if you're all 9s, we pass that through. Otherwise, I guess like regardless, we can hand it here too. Because they won't send a message out unless it matches the key, and nobody's going to set the key to the same as the admin lock, right? Right? I'm sure some hotel out there has the exact problem of somebody actually setting it to the admin lock. Okay, so what do? I want to check to see if they're all 9s. So I want to pull in. So let's move X1 to... Ooh, I know. If I add them all up, we know what that should be, right? How many 9s is it? Ten 9s. 10 times 9 is 90. That's enough. So I should be able to just add them, right? So let's move 0 to ACC to reset that. Let's move X1 to DAT. We'll add DAT. Move DAT to X2. But this has to be a loop. Oh, it has to be a loop. To do it 10 times. Otherwise, I have to repeat these 10 times, and I don't have the code for that. I'll have to swap back and forth between DAT and ACC. Okay, so let's move 10 to ACC to start our loop. We have our loop. We're going to move X1 to DAT. Because I need to do it twice. I guess I just need to... Yeah, okay. so let's give ourselves a little bit more room. Oh, actually, I want to more room on this side. I might be able to get away with this to be a little bit of state management, a little bit of adding. So I send it out here and I send it out here at the same time. And at the end, you tell me if it's admin or not, because you just add them all up. Because if I could just do add x3, so can I do this 10 times? Because I can't do the loop here. I could do it 8 times, so I have 9 lines of code. Which is close, but not exactly right. I guess I could check. Okay, so we can select x3, move. So let's do false is 0, right? So test if equal I should actually double check that that's how it works, because I don't remember off the top of my head anymore. Okay, so if I move x1 to dat, let's try testing. So test if equal x1 is 9. If you're 9, move 1 to dat, move x1 to x2. So send it on out there. You want to sub 1. Want to test if equal ACC 0. And if you're equal test greater than 0. Greater than, jump back to loop and do it all again. Otherwise, we're done here. Okay, test if equal x1. If you are that, move 1 to dat. Otherwise, move 0 to dat. That just tests if the last numbers were a 9. If there was a 9 in there, which is not exactly what I want. This logic is wrong, but we can fix that with like another test in here. I really wanted to do, though, is use this to test whether or not I can test this without losing the number. Let's try this. So we jump into here. It was a 9. Move 1 to dat. Oh, and that's a 0. So it did lose it. Okay. So I can't do this. We are going to need you. But what I can do. Okay, so we're going to immediately start by move x1 to dat. I can move the dat back here. I can't save it. So So I can test to see. Okay, so test if equal dat is 9. If you are 9, move 1 to x0. Otherwise, move 0 to x0. Then also move dat to x2 sub 1. Okay, so do that. So sleep x on x3. All right, so what do we want to do? I want to we're going to start with 0 to ACC. So we're starting with the assumption that we're false. No, I want to start with the assumption we're true. And then if we see anything that's false, we just set this to false, and that's all we care about. Right? So we assume we're true. We're going to test if equal x3 is 0. That's because all I care about is the zeros, right? If you're a 0, move 0 to ACC. Otherwise, we stay with a 1. But I do need to loop this, don't I? I wonder if that would work enough. No, I need to loop over 10 times, which means I need the ACC, which means I need the state. Which means I need the big one. And I don't have room for the big one in this position here. Other things though, no, this is the stored lock key, isn't it? I have a bunch of room down here we could do stuff with. I wonder if I could just like store the key in one of these, just straight coming out. That could be an interesting thing to try. I don't know if I have a choice. To get through this, we're gonna have to okay, how do I do that? So you're learning and you're going through both of these. Don't know if I gain anything by like moving these out there. I don't think the small one's gonna work. I can probably get by with a big one if I could figure out the tracing for it. So we could set this to be x3 instead of x1. Alright, so everywhere where it's x1, we're going to replace that with a 0. I guess we'll have to move the x0s to x1. Everything else stays the same. There is that problem. It's the wrong kind of port. You have to be down here at the very... Oh, because now you. So I have to be down there at the very least. You're going to that port. I need the card reader out like that. So I'm losing the ability to do anything with learn. So this won't work. Unless I like get you down here. I think I have to like come down here to like give some room for like learn to go through. So that makes you happy. You're not happy because you're connected to self. And this needs to be card reader going to both of those, which is not good. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work either. Okay, so if I just, okay, I can't, the problem is that I can't just count them up because I need to do it 10 times in one frame. So I can't sleep between them too, which is unfortunate. So I could send it out to like a memory or something, which is fine. But it kind of makes me want to know whether or not I need to do the opposite and design it. Like we can come back to sort of take these. We already have a duplicate, so I'm just going to move... I'm gonna do a little bit of a reset. Okay, so how would I know what's coming in? If I use some memory and we just throw these in here. So if I say, okay, hey, card reader comes in. Let's throw in, okay, so let's SLX X1. Move 10 to ACC. We're also going to move 0 to X3. We're going to begin our loop. We want to sub 1. We want to move X1 to X2. Test if we're still greater than ACC 0, and if we are, jump to loop, and if we're not, we're done. If we're done, I can emit out. We could basically say, hey, whatever the input is for the card reader is done for this. We can now say, okay, hey, X1, and we send a message somewhere saying, hey, we're done with that. And now we have whatever this is being reread. We have whatever the input is going to be. Learn is a simple input. If learn is pushed, I just want to copy this to another memory location somewhere. I think that would work, right? Okay. Where would I want to put, I guess like that. Okay, then the next thing is, I guess, okay, so this is the card reader that goes into this. This is the input one. Memory. I need to do something with this trace, and I don't know where it goes yet. I need a little bit more room probably here so I can grab access to you. So I need something like this. If I, let's see, could do something like that, or I could just go straight down like that, and we're going to be going around it. So you're just going to handle learning, right? I can do that to read out a view. Okay, so we're going to we have to wait constantly on the learn, right? So because the learn button might be pressed and nothing here could be done. So I do need to wake up on the X, which I no longer have any exports. And that is, I mean, I could, that's going to stay, yeah, these are all going to connect to self now. Oh, that's too bad. Now, we all do wait for 1 tick. So, it's going to be bad design, but maybe we can just force it to work, and then we don't really care about it. So what if we check to see, okay, so test if equal P0 is 100. And actually, all I care about is if you're not equal to 100. Okay, here we go. Test if equal P0 is 100. If you're not equal to 100, jump to end. End is going to be sleep 1, and then continue on. So we are equal to 100. We're going to sleep 1 to get to this point. Just to be safe, let's sleep 2. Let's sleep 2. That way we know that everything is now in here, and it's time for us to copy from here to here. So I want to move a 0 to x3. I want to move 10 to ACC. We want to begin our loop. We'll begin by sub 1. We will... Oh, I need to also reset your reader. So move 0 to x3, move 0 to x0. We're going to move x1 to x2. We're going to test if greater than ACC 0, and if you are, jump back to loop. Otherwise, we're done. And come down here, and this becomes our memorized one. So I think that will work. Okay. So now we're going to memorize. And then the final thing is handling the unlock, or the attempt to unlock. Also, we're not handling yet the admin, but we've kept it here, which means that we can sum these up and check them. Okay, so we're gonna get Need a SLX and X0. Move 10 to ACC. Move 0 to X3. Okay, so we start moving these in. Sub 1. Move X0 to X2. Okay, we get done, and it's time, so we're just going to move 100 to X1. Just to let everybody know, hey, we're done and we're good. And then, can I do that? Just like move that out. I don't actually know if I need the second one. I think I can get away with that. All right, so this sends a pulse out now as soon as it's done storing this. Of course, I only want to send the pulse out. Oh, I only want the other thing to run if there was no learn. No. And I guess that's going to be the next thing to handle here is, hey, what if I am learning? I can maybe do that with a small chip here. That can handle both these things, right? So we have our X1 like this, and we have learn that comes into here. And we'll have an X that goes out. And so we can just say, all right, sleep X and X0. Move X0 to null because I don't care about that. I want to test if equal P0 is 100. If that's 100, we don't do anything. We jump to the end. But if it is not 100, then I want to move 100 to X1. Basically just forwarding that along. And then we're good to go. And so now the pulse out of here will only run if we're not learning. Okay, so now we're not learning. And we've read a card. So I want to handle admin first? Or the other one first? Where do I handle this? We have these two things. That's going to be rough. I feel like no matter what, I'm going to need... No matter what, I'm going to need to send something up. Okay, so let's try handling admin first. Or do I want to do admin simultaneously? I also feel like maybe I can get by myself a just teeny bit of room over here. Maybe. All right, let's get rid of those. Okay, so I need at least a little bit of room for these to like go down. And I could do something like this. But that's kind of it. Okay, so let's say we're going to handle admin. We wait on the X2. So I want to immediately read, so we're going to move a 0 to X1. All right, so if I sub 1, I wish there was just a single swap. I don't think there is there? Do I have to have these be separate for handling the admin, or can I get away with doing just the tech? I don't have to sum. I might be able to get away with move that into data. No, because I can test. Wait, no, if I test it, it moves it to the next one, doesn't it? Which would then be unique to this one. This, isn't it? Okay, so if I have to move you into dat, don't I? There's no like accumulation thing in here, right? No. There's this data thing here, but we still don't know how to use this. Now, there is U. So if I were to say like 9, if I were to do this, I could maybe check U. If I use you to check, I might not need like these. Because then we go back to the original way we were doing it in here. And we, like, let's say I put in the admin code is going to be, what, 10 nines, right? Okay, so we have 10 nines. If I could figure out how with this design to check what's coming in and compare it to you, what if you move a false out? Okay, so hold on. What are we doing here? So select X1. Okay, so test if P0, okay, so if learn is pressed, just go back to start. So we don't care. Move 0 to X3. Okay, so start a loop, move 0 to dat. Step 1, okay, test if X1 is equal to X2. So then reading through the memory. If it's not equal, jump to send. Sends sleep 1. What if I, right before here, so this is not equal, right? So if you're not equal, if I move 0 to X0, so either we're going to move 100 to X0, as in it's good, or 0 to X0, as in it's bad. I can capture that maybe. And send that out. And so maybe I might be able to test you here in the middle. Okay, so let's sleep X on X0. I want to test to see, okay, so test if equal X0 is 100. If it is 100, we're just going to move (100) to X1. Jump to end. Really, I could jump to start again. Okay, now it's a 0. We know it's a 0. And so I want to move 0 to X3. So start a reading there. Move 10 to ACC, beginner loop. We'll sub 1 right away so we don't forget that. And then I want to compare what's coming in. Nothing's coming in. We've lost that. I can't just send this out like that. Okay, so test if equal X1, X2, oh, because I've lost it at that point in time. What am I doing with dat? Move 0 to dat. and then I never use dat again. So if I just get rid of you, I move x1 to dat, and now I can test. Okay, so if dat is equal to x2, so if it's a 9 and they're both equal, that's okay, so that's not going to work either. Like, I need to send these all along regardless. And there's no or statement. Oh, which would explain what these are for. Because I could use this. Oh, what? One of these. I don't remember which one is which. These are or and then something gate. Let's take a look at the documentation. Oh, they don't. Okay, so they don't have any documentation for those. So I need to. I need to figure that out myself. Okay, we can do that. All right, so start with you. If I have, are these, oh, these are P's. Okay, so if I move 100 out P1 and I move 0 out P0, what do we get? $100 out here. Okay, so if I move 100 out both, okay, so if this one is 100, it goes out. If this one's 100, it goes out. And if they're both 100, they both go out, right? So it's basically an or. It just sends... Oh, it only goes out to the top one. True, false. Right? It's an and. It's an and. Because if I set you to 0, Both coming in are, so it's true and false coming in. False is coming out. False out. You become 100. Yeah, and look at that. It initializes at false. That becomes on. That becomes on. It becomes true. Okay, so this is an AND gate. They both need to be true. My guess is that this is an OR gate. One of them needs to be true. So if I put this at 0, I think that this will be true regardless. So it starts in false, you become true. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So then if it's the bottom one, it starts in false, it continues to be false, it becomes true. So it's an OR. If either one of them are true, it puts out onto the top. And then we have XOR. So false. True, okay. They're not both allowed to be true. If they're both true, that's false. Let's see, this symbol's an AND, this symbol's an OR. Is this a... I would almost say it's a not AND, but that doesn't make any sense. Because wouldn't it be that symbol with a little line in front of it if it was a not AND? I guess it could be. So if one of you is false, it'll be true. Except it initializes at false. You become true, and you stay true. Okay, so if either one of the top ones is true, it's true. If both are true, it's false. If both are false, it's false. If I send like 25 out, I think that's the equivalent of false, right? Yeah, it's still the equivalent to false. So it's like a not. Is that XOR? I don't remember the definition of XOR. It's like it can't be both true. It can only be one of them. And then you're fine. Yeah, so basically we have you are. One is true. Not both. That's this. X double dot. Hello. How are you doing today? This looks like your new Steam addiction. Oh, I'm sorry. This is an and. This is an or. Right? I got... No, the top one is the and, right? So like if you're both true, then it becomes 100. Okay, so if I had it backwards. Okay, so we have an and, an or, and a... Is that an XOR? I don't remember anymore. With the name of like one is... one of them being true is then true. Both of them is true is not true. Basically, it's a not and. You, I don't think is going to matter, but let's go ahead and check you. So if I just send 100 out you. Yeah, okay. So you're going to be, if it's true, and then if you're, like, even if you're 45, which is below the 50 line. Oh, wait. Opposite. If it's true, so this is a not. Okay, so this is a not. Okay. How do I want to handle this? Knowing what we do now with these, can I take our other design? They're exports though, and I can't send anything out. Like I can't, yeah, pin type mismatch. So they has to be simple ports. It won't work with this. Okay, so our card reader comes in and we want to check to see if the learn is being pressed. None of that I don't think helps. I think like what we had before is generally fine. Like it would basically be, I mean, I might even be able to get away with something like this, where it's like, hey, okay, let's look into it. Let's grab you. And if you learn, record it down into memory. If you're not learn, then we want to compare it with the memory. I guess that's why I did it twice, didn't I? Can I do reading and sending in here? Do I have enough space in here? Let's try that. So if if we start here and we're just gonna say we wait on X0. Then we want to test to see if learn is on. So test if equal that P0 is 100. If you're on, oh, am I gonna have to do that test constantly? Oh, now I wonder if the plus will work multiple lines down as we go. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Okay, so test if equal P1 is 100. So if we just do that, and then we immediately jump into a loop. So we're gonna reset our memory. So move 0 to X3, move 10 to ACC, jump into a loop, we'll sub 1 right away. I guess like we'll write the basics of the loop, right? So that's greater than ACC, as long as you're greater than 0, jump back to loop. Otherwise, we're done with the loop, right? And then we go back to sleeping. And here's where I lose this plus from this test equal P0 100. And it's gone. I have to do that here. So test equal P0 100 here. And now we make a decision, right? If we're storing this, I want to move X0 to X2. Otherwise, I want to test. So test if equal X0 is X2. If I've tested equal, okay, so now I've done this, now we have a plus or minus we can do here. If we've tested equal, if you're not, okay, so if you are equal, is there like a not equal? I don't think there is a not equal. I think it's only test equal. If you're equal to that, I want to continue on. I don't think this is gonna work. So I think what we do is we're just storing it in here, aren't we? Or we're moving past to the next thing. Right. Okay, so test equal. So if we're learning, we move you. Otherwise, we just continue on with the loop and we don't do anything at all. So if we just advance, we are learning. So this just jumped in there, right? But literally nothing else happens. Like here, why do I need to sleep? Test if equal P0 100, and if it is, sleep 1. Because I'm moving that out. Move 0 to x2. Hold on. So I got through 8. Am I trying to do too many? Is it 9? I got the 508. Okay. That works. I kind of like my original 2. And I think that works better here. I don't know why I am getting the pause and waiting though. Okay, so let's say we go back to the 2 method, where this goes down here, I think. Right, so you're just gonna route. So we sleep on x0. Oh right, we're gonna test. Okay, so if we have like we have an end that's just sleep 1, we're gonna test if equal P0 is 100, and if it is, jump to end. And we don't care about that. I might be able to get away with you, can I? Maybe I can say jump to you. Oh, I do need to do this one. Except I don't have enough, do I? To store this away. So I can do that. So sleep on X1. Oh, wait. This is where one of these can come in, isn't it? And I send a message and one of them or the other takes off. I kind of wish that I had this. The XOR. Okay, now wait a second. What if I just connect to you? Oh, I can't connect to part itself. Okay, that would be really cool if I could do that. Mostly because then I can just say like, hey, if I'm learning or not, that's all I care about. I might need a little tiny chip. You're a knot. I mean, I could do this. It loses me a little bit of space. I don't know if it's going to be worth it for this. So let's just say I just move P0 to P1. Sleep 1. Like, I don't care. This just forwards it on through. So we are learning, therefore learning happens down here. We're not learning, go down here. Because both are not true. Oh, okay, so that won't work for me. I wanted the opposite of this. Ooh, okay, so you're not gonna work. We can go back with my original idea of basically grab you like that. And that sends it out. And we have to send a pulse, and so like, okay, learn has to come out here. We ended up doing something like that. And that allows me to now record you into here, our memory. All right, I ran out of my tea. I'm gonna take a really quick break, go use the restroom, grab my my breakfast, and we'll be right back and continue banging our head against this. See how it goes. I will be right back. Okay. Man, somebody keeps on... Okay. I'm gonna have to move that farther away. Okay, so if I were to do this, so let's say this is like pass through essentially. Because I don't think it can necessarily check to see if it's equal. This will be learn. I mean, we can do this as true. Now, we could do an OR with this somewhere. So we do need one of these here, potentially. So this will be unlock. This becomes and or like that. And I just don't care. We don't do anything at all if it's down here. You would need to send like this message down here, let's say. And then we need another one from another chip that's going to read the card in. It has to know if we're not learning. So that might be this. That. And then somehow checks to see if that's going to be all nines. But if I do this, I lose the trace of the card reader. Which sort of brings us back to the original problem. Oh, okay. We sort of go back in circles again through it. And usually after we come back after a week, I'm able to figure out the next one. But this one, I think we got to the point where I'm the electrical engineering and tracing management has finally gotten to me. I don't think I'm going to be able to progress without actually looking up solutions. Because I feel like I'm going back and forth in circles. And so, unless any of you have any hints or suggestions or thoughts that we can try out, I don't think there's anything else here, right? Yeah, this is the last puzzle that we have access to. I think we have to solve other ones, otherwise they won't unlock any for us. So this might be it for right now, until I get good at this. This could potentially be a fun thing to do just on Discord too, where like a bunch of us just hang out and try to like solve them together. Take a look at the last Shenzhen days from Tilly. So I've talked about the scale of things here, the capacity in all of these factories and ports and markets, and I've asked, where's all this, going? Not to get all existential on you, but it's an important issue, and one that tends to crop up after big economic strides. In some sense, yay, we did it! After a lot of hard work and sacrifices, we've secured hugely important place in the world. So now what? Call me some kind of nutter, but engines of creation like these, the ones we have here, just haven't existed before at this scale. It's only now dawning on us that we can be done with them if we started coordinating them all. What if someone with some imagination were to start doing that? Putting a whole city to work on something together? What could you build that way? Something gigantic and amazing, or something gigantic and scary? Maybe a bit of both. Let's ponder on that one for a bit. I mean, okay. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do. Oh, and the ad break just started. I should have canceled that. I didn't notice it though. Sorry about that. All right, so I'll wait until the ad break gets done. Which is another minute or so. Let's see. In the meantime, let's see. There's not gonna be any more streams this week, because it is Wednesday and I'm doing those streams Monday through Wednesday. So I think we're gonna do probably fun streams starting again, or a different fun stream next week on Wednesday. I'm probably going to move away from Shenzhen because we got hard stuck here, and that's a little bit too bad. There's other games that we could play, but there's also some like projects that we can do that are fun type things, and I'm thinking about maybe doing something like that. I'm not sure. Or I might want to just take a break from the puzzle games and focus on like working on the LMS. I don't know. I haven't sort of decided. All right. Welcome back, Twitch. Sorry about that. I forgot to, I didn't notice the ads, and so I couldn't delay them or snooze them. So anyways, what I was mentioning was I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day here and probably call Shenzhen for more streams because I kind of got myself hard stuck. And if we're hard stuck for like 3 puzzles in a row, I don't know if that really is like indicative of goodness moving forward. I don't have a problem. Maybe we can do this like on Discord or something in the future, but that'll be time to tell, right? Like sometime later. I don't know what we're going to work on next week on the Wednesday stream. I'm going to have to figure that out because I do have that event coming up pretty shortly. I don't necessarily want to start like a new project right now, and I'm not really sure what that would be anyways. So I think we'll go ahead, as I was mentioning, just call it for the day. And I'll be back next week for fun time on Wednesday for something else. I don't know if it'll be a new game. I don't know if it'll be a project. I don't know exactly what it will be. I'll probably do a poll on Discord, or we'll just randomly choose something. I'm not sure. We'll figure something out. So anyways, everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This has been unfortunately not as great as the previous ones where we actually got puzzles done, but yeah, it's a thing, right? Like sometimes we have to take the losses. So with that, have a good one, and I will see you all next time. Bye.